So as a bit of my own, but before we get to a bit of my own, I would just like to highlight something quick. We see that in this first story, Prophet ﷺ doesn't know everything, because if he knew what would happen to Sahaba, he would never send them. So, but you would find, unfortunately, you would find many people who would think they knew, they knew the secret, they knew the hidden stuff or whatever, they knew the ilm al-ghaib. That's a shirk. So, and also, we see how these Sahabis love Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to the death. So we also have to love Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So now, as for Bi'rul Ma'un, which is the well of Ma'un, um, there was this leader from his name was Abul Bara Amir bin Malik. Abul Bara Amir bin Malik. So this leader, it was from Najd. Najd is like a region in the peninsula, in the Arabian Peninsula, in Hijaz area. It's called Najd. Right now, Najd is part of Saudi Arabia. So one of the leaders from Najd came to Medina, after Uhud, and so he was there for a business trip, and he heard about Islam, and Prophet ﷺ, was trying to convey Islam to him, and so this man, he was hesitant. He started liking Islam, but he was hesitant to embrace it because he doesn't know what consequence could come after it. But this man said, "Oh Muhammad, I mean, I know you preaching Islam to me, but I cannot say that I'm accepting it now, but I think Najd is a big region, so why don't you send some people, some emissary to Najd, and they would convey message of Islam. Many people would accept it, if they heard from your people." And Prophet loved this idea because Najd is even bigger than Medina at that time, and there's so many tribes in Najd. If Najd became Muslim, then Islam would, even get bigger and bigger and bigger and stronger. So Prophet said, okay, and Prophet, he selects 70 this time. He selects 70 Sahabis to go and preach in Najd region. And these 70 Sahabis, they are all from Ahl Sufa. We talk about Ahl Sufa. Ahl Sufa were those who came and embraced Islam. They didn't have any place to stay in Medina, so they ended up staying in the Masjid of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. They would sleep there, they would study there, because most of them didn't have a job, because they were coming from, they were coming as an immigrant, and they stay in the masjid. So because of that, they always interact with Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. That's how much they know. They learn so much Quran and so much Hadith from Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, because the remaining Sahabis, most of them had a business, so they don't. The only time they would get with Prophet was like when it's time to pray or when there's jihad and stuff like that. But Ahlul Sufa, they were always in the masjid. So because of that, Prophet, and they were the one who knew more Quran because of their time. So Prophet selects 70 of them, which is the large number at that time, and tell them to go to Najd and preach Islam, because this man, the chief, Abul Bara, gave them the green light to do so. Because back in those days, if one chief, take your protection or give you their protections, so that means you are free to go whatever that you want, and no one could harm you, no one could attack you, because you are under their protection. So because of that, Prophet said like 70. And when these 70 people also walk and go to Najd, these 70 people, once they got to Bi'rul Ma'un, which is also a well of Ma'un, they select one person out of 70. They select one person and gave him a letter to give it to one of the tribe leaders in Najd. We're going to come to that, inshallah. So once they wrote the letters, they gave the letters to Haram ibn Milham, and they said, "Oh, Haram ibn Milham, you take this letter and you're gonna bring it to one of the chieftain in the Najd area." And the chieftain they select to give the letters to, his name was Amir ibn Tufail. Allahu Akbar. Amir ibn Tufail, he was so arrogant. he hated Islam to a point that is unbelievable. So the reason he hated Islam, the Amr ibn Tufail, one of the leaders of this tribe, the reason he hated Islam because when he saw that Islam was flourishing, he asked Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Amr ibn Tufail, he asked Prophet, he said, "Oh Muhammad, I knew you call yourself Prophet. Fine. I mean, if you want me to join Islam, I would join it, but in condition." He said, "You will take care of Medina. You be the Medina leaders, and you would let me be in charge of all the Bedouins. So I'll be in charge of all Bedouins, and you'll be in charge of Medina. Or if you don't want that," he's so arrogant. He said, "If you don't want that, you could be the leader of everything, but I will join Islam. But if you pass away, or after you, I'll be the charge. After you, I'll take charge. I'll be the unanimous leaders of the whole region." Obviously, no one would accept that. So the fact that he was rejected, so he developed this, hatreds, this animosity towards Islam. So when he heard that these people, 70 people, were sent by Prophet ﷺ, to the region, especially one of them comes to him to convey Islam to him, the messenger, this is what he did. He made an eyes gesture, like he winked, he winked to one of his, henchmen or his guard when the messenger were reading the letters to him. So he winked in one of his henchmen to kill the man, to kill the messenger. Allahu Akbar. So one of his guard came behind and stopped the messenger. He stopped Haram bin Mâ'un from the back with a spear. So, and the spear came from the back all the way to the front. So before Mâ'un, before Haram bin Mâ'un fell down, he started screaming. He said, "Oh," he applied this phrase. It's called it said, "Fustu bi Rabbil Kaaba." Fustu bi Rabbil Kaaba. He said, "Oh my God." He said, "I became successful with the name. With the master of the Kaaba. I became successful with the master of the Kaaba." And people in that area, one of the people who was in that vicinity was so shocked. He's like, "What are you doing? You're getting stabbed. You're getting killed, and you screaming with the joy, with the happiness that you became successful? What kind of religion is this?" So this man ended up going to Medina and find out about the religion of Islam, and he became Muslim. Because the man was shouting before he got killed, he said, "I became Shaheed." That's what he meant by Fustu bi Rabbil Kaaba. Allahu Akbar. So he was killed like that, with the treachery. And now, this leader, Amr ibn Tufail, realized how damaged or how stupid he was. So he stopped panicking. And then he realized, what, not only I betrayed the protections of Abu Bara'a, which is non-negotiable, and on the second thought, he killed the messenger. In any nations, even now, you will never kill any messengers. No. A messenger is a messenger, so you will never kill, even, the embassy of any country, in any given country. If you have an embassy in different country, once you mess up with the embassy, it is as if you mess up with the country itself. So same thing. So now this man, Amr ibn Tufail, he realized what he did. So what he did, he decided, what? Now he want to, gather some people. He want to recruit soldiers, warriors, to help him deal with this catastrophic. And every tribe he went, they would say no, because they knew exactly what he did. So he was able to convince several tribes to help him. 3 tribes decided to help him. One of them was Zakwan, and the second one was Asia, and the other one was Ra'ad. So these 3 tribes, they agreed to help him. So And he told them, you know what, why don't you go ahead and kill the remaining 69 people. Allahu Akbar. So they went ahead and started killing people left and right. So later on, one of the Sahaba, among these 69 people remaining, his name was Ka'b ibn Zayd. So when he got stabbed, you know, he fell down, and so the body of the Sahaba, when they were killing the Sahaba, they piling the bodies on top of this Sahaba. So this Sahaba was pretty much injured. He was at the bottom. They thought they killed him, but he was only injured, so they stopped piling the bodies on top of him. So they killed about 67, because there were 67 Sahaba at that time, because 2 of the Sahaba, you remember there were 70, so messengers were killed, so remaining were 69. So out of those 69, there were 2 Sahaba who went away to fetch waters. They went away to fetch waters for the remaining of Sahaba, so they were not there. So the remaining of 67 were ambushed and killed. But one of those 67 were Ka'b ibn Zayd, who was at the bottom of the dead bodies pile. So when the 2 Sahaba who went to fetch waters, in their way back, they saw some birds, like they saw vulture, the vulture birds. You know, vulture usually fly around just to find the dead body. So when they saw vultures, they knew something was not right. So they said, and they started discussing and said, should we go or should we go back to Prophet ﷺ? And one of them said, no, I'm not going. You know, his name is Munzir ibn Muhammad, and the other one, his name was Amr ibn Umayyah. You know, Munzir ibn Muhammad and Amr ibn Umayyah started discussing, should we go back, should we stay? So Munzir ibn Umayyah said, no, I'm not going, because I can't lose this opportunity. Our friends, they all became shaheed, so I'm not going to lose this opportunity and go back and tell the story. And the other one said, okay, fine, let's go. So when they both went back, you know, to Sahabas, they got caught. So they catch them, and Munzir bin Muhammad, the one who really wanted to go and became shaheed, he was killed. And the one who actually wanted to go back to Prophet ﷺ, he was released by these people, because the leader, Amr ibn Tufail, said he's supposed to be free from slave out of whatever, out of his whatever tribe things. Or some even said no, this man, Amr ibn Umayyah, find a way to flee and he run away. So they only catch the Munzir. So Amr, in his way now, since he was the only one out of 70, to be safe. So he went back now to Medina. In his way back, he met 2 people from the same tribe, the tribe of this man of Amr ibn Tufail. And he didn't want to let them know what's going on, because he knew they 2 are from the same tribe. So he played with them a little bit, make sure they're not focusing. So I think then he jumped on both of them and killed both of them. So once he killed both of them, he searched their clothes and he found 2 letters. On those letters, it is written on it from the Prophet ﷺ to the Prophet ﷺ is taking these 2 men protections. The Prophet is protecting them. So when he realized, he said, what have I done? I just killed 2 innocent people because they're from the same tribe that killed our people. I shouldn't have done that. So he went back and he told the story to the Prophet ﷺ. He said, I found 2 men, they were coming from Medina, and I killed them because I didn't know, because they killed all the Sahaba that you sent. So since they are from the same tribe, I killed them, but it was a mistake. And Prophet ﷺ, even though it was a mistake, Prophet ﷺ paid the blood money to their tribe because it was a mistake. Allahu Akbar. So, and then the same night, Prophet received this true incident. The incident that took place in ArRaji, the 10 people that were killed there, the 7 people that were killed there and 3 prisoners. And the 70 people, now one is back, meaning the 69 people, their news all comes together in one night, and Prophet received this news. Allahu Akbar. And then Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he spent 1 month making qunuts. So he would pray a whole month, every prayer, 5 prayers, morning, afternoon, evening, every prayer, Fajr, Zuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, he would make qunut for 1 month. And he would ask Allah to forgive these people, these 70. I mean, those who lost their life, pretty much 80 people, 10 and 70. And then he would ask Allah to punish those who make this, who commit this. But as of this man, these evil leaders, Amr ibn Tufail, he had a leprosy. So he was sick, he had a leprosy. So, his body became, decomposed, decayed, smelly, and even his own people got rid of him. And this man died in a miserable life, because of what he did, because of his treachery, So this is pretty much, in a nutshell, what happened in Bi'rul Ma'un. So Prophet ﷺ, when you look at this whole thing, we'll see that sometimes Sahaba, they make ijtihad, meaning sometimes they'll do things, and later on when Prophet ﷺ find out what they did, and if he became quiet about it, then it became a sunnah. For example, we'll see that the man, Abdullah al-Juhani, when he walked toward this man, he was praying Salat al-Khawf, and then when he told Prophet about it, Prophet didn't say anything. And the one, the Khubayl who made 2 rakah right before he got killed. And all this became sunnah because Prophet was there, and he was told about it, he didn't say anything. So this is called ijtihad. So, but when you look at the just to conclude this video quick, when people are praying qunuts, when you look at the mazhab of Imam Shafi and Hanafi, in mazhab Imam Shafi, they make qunuts in Fajr prayer, and as of the Hanafi, they usually make qunut in witr prayer. But the fact of the matter is, you could make qunut in any prayers, like Prophet ﷺ did, because this hadith was narrated by Anas ibn Malik. The Prophet spent a whole month making qunuts, after this incident, for a whole month, for every prayer also. So the qunut is pretty much done at the last rak'ah of the prayer. For example, let's take Fajr. If you want to make qunut in Fajr prayer, the last rak'ah of your Fajr, when you go to ruku in your last rak'ah, you did your first rak'ah and you come to your second rak'ah. So after you go to ruku and you come up out of ruku, before you go to sujood, the minute you come out of ruku and you're standing, that's when you do qunut. Qunut is a recitation, is the dua. It's a dua that Prophet ﷺ makes. So you make that dua while you're standing. Then right after you finish the dua, then you go to sujood in your last rak'ah. That's how you make qunut. But the qunut itself, the dua is there. If you want to find out for other videos, maybe I could talk about that. But right now we only have about minutes before this video conclude, inshallah, because of the amount of time of memory that I have. So this would pretty much conclude this 2 incident that took place in Bi'rul Raji and Bi'rul Ma'un. So in our next video, inshallah, we are going to talk about the wives of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Ummahatul Mu'mineen, our mother, the mother of believers, inshallah. How many wives Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam married, and and so forth. So we're going to give some details about their background and who are they, inshallah. So that will be our next video. So we say, ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. إلى اللقاء. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.